on a Cincinnati Children's Hospital elevator said to me, as she read my sweat-drenched running shirt, Indianapolis Monumental Marathon. I did? Wow, that's impressive. That's really cool, she said to me, and her two sons. Thank you. The door opened. As she and her sons stepped off, I said, "Have a nice day." As soon as the words slipped from my mouth, I felt the tears in my eyes. I had said it reflexively, out of habit. But the irony was too much for me. This woman was getting off an elevator at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. What were the chances that she would have a nice day? Sure, I meant it, but uttering such pleasantries at a children's hospital seemed almost cruel. What kind of situation was she about to walk into? How long had she lived with the uncertainty of family or friend in hospital care? What relief or decisions or impossible conversations awaited her? In Children's Hospital, suffering is almost palpable, and it is visible. Some people walk with brightly colored stickers that bear the name of the day. They are the daily visitors. They come to offer sympathies or give support or bear a grief for a time as they are able. Others have a plastic holder on a string around their neck, the type of awkward name badge you are assigned at trade conventions. The holder contains a bright orange card that says parent or guardian. These gain the wearer's admittance to ICU units. These people wear an even heavier grief. They face abysmal uncertainty and are marked as such. And then there are green hospital bracelets, unobtrusive and ubiquitous for hospital patients. But in a children's hospital, they are also given to the parents. They signify that you are allowed to remain with the patient at all times, because this is not just a patient, it is your child. You will stay overnight. How many nights and for what reason is left to imagination? It is overwhelming to attempt to fathom the weight of all those orange card necklaces bearing down on all those necks in one place. The anxiety of all those brightly colored stickers. Exhausted, numb families in the cafeteria and walking the hallways. Crying parents in waiting areas. Nervous conversations outside of patients' rooms. How much sadness or uncertainty can one place bear? And it is not just the patients. In the course of our week at the hospital, I heard no less than 5 different stories from staff members whose children had once been admitted there for hearts that didn't work properly, for brain traumas, for sudden sickness. And so, a simple "have a nice day" coming from my lips made me cry. The sound seemed foreign in that space, disruptive of a sadness made seemingly sacred by its sheer enormity. And I was awoken the following morning in the pressure of that place, only to hear that scores had been added to the grief of the green bracelet by one psychotic man with a gun in a place that seemed so remote from the confines of the hospital, place called Colorado. And thousands more were added in the land called Syria. So far from me, yet too closely linked in its pain, bonded in the knowledge that the darkness feels like it cannot be defeated. But that was not the only tear I shed. I cried when my wife embraced me and then held me through the night. I cried when I heard a song that put perfect words to my struggle against numbness. I smiled when my daughter finally smiled at me. Her little will was defiant to the fracture I thought I saw in the fabric of the universe. And as I walked the hall, I aimlessly looked in the other rooms on the neurology wing. In my trance, I found myself pausing in front of room 19. I saw a teenage girl sit on the edge of her brother's hospital bed. He sat upright, only through the aid of the mechanical bed, with wires and machines regulating most of him. Such a small thing to see, but I was compelled to stop. She swung her socked feet onto the bed, placed his hand between both of hers, and looked into his eyes. She smiled. He smiled back. It was out of sync with the world. She should have been out with her friends. She should have been absorbed in her electronic culture, tuning out the pain, texting, and constant noise. She should have carried her cynicism into the corner of that room and rolled her eyes at the dying world. But there she sat. There she chose to be, sweetly snuggled up to this boy she loved. And there she stayed. And there I cried. And she was there hours later when I walked by. She was there, laughing, talking to him, and giving him gentle touch. She was there defying the despair that surrounded her, spitting in the face of death, and turning her other cheek to the blows of the world. Not much later, across the country, a man jumped in front of a senseless spray of bullets because he valued another's life greater than his own. And I could hear it, an echo, down the centuries from a cross on Calvary. A living word, not so much more than a rumor, but so powerful that the screaming of despair cannot drown out its whisper. Love is winning. And love will win. And this is how we know what love is. God sent his Son to die for us. God has given us a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Death does not win. Sadness does not win. As I sat in my daughter's room, I looked out over the green Cincinnati hills and the rolling ashen thunder clouds coming near. I breathed in the ancient words that are ever new. He is risen. I remembered. In a swirl of unending darkness, I remembered that one point of light. I remembered that one day there will be no more tears. I remembered that the one who entered into our suffering promises to return. For a moment I saw as clearly as the storm coming in that this hospital will not stand at the end of all things. If there are no more tears, there will be no more children's hospitals. There will be no more bracelets. There will be no more bullets. There will be no more pandemic. The very memory of them will be redeemed or destroyed. The old order of things will pass away, consumed in the blazing light of the joy of the King. Everything sad is going to come untrue.